We have had a very busy plenary meeting for the PPR panel, and because we have addressed in the first part of the open session, we have addressed 5 points which observers were able to attend. And then in the second part of the PPR plenary, we will have a closed session because of the confidentiality of some information. And I think that the 64 observers that were registered for this open plenary session are happy because we have addressed and adopted one scientific opinion. Particularly, this is related to the comparative in vitro metabolism studies regarding pesticides in humans as compared to other animal species. We have discussed some relevant point after the public consultation, and finally we adopted this opinion. Then we also present 2 new mandates, one of them for the human area, human safety, which is the use and reporting of historical control data for regulatory studies. So historical control data are the data that have the applicants for the negative control that they can collect over time when conducting their studies, because they are very useful for the interpretation of further results. And the second point that has been presented, the second mandate that will be start from now on, is regarding to the environmental area, and is a request from the European Commission on how to design and conduct groundwater monitoring studies, particularly for the exposure assessment of pesticides in groundwater. And the main trigger of this mandate was a very important publication from the Society of Environmental Toxicologists and Chemistry in Europe that have addressed this topic, and the European Commission wants that we further drill down in this area. And then we have also touched a couple of ongoing mandates, and these ongoing mandates are related to the mechanistic toxicology of pesticides. And in particular, these represent a kind of change of paradigm, moving the risk assessment from apical endpoints to the mechanistic toxicology. And one of them is related to the development of adverse outcome pathways for endocrine disrupting substances, and by selecting specific endocrine activity outcomes. And this entails the identification of a number of molecular events, and then going through different stages of biological development until the final effect that can be observed in experimental animal or humans. So this is a very useful instrument for the mechanistic information. And the other point that we have addressed is a similar approach using this, again, adverse outcome pathways, so to collect all kind of information at different level of biological information. But in this case, to be applied for developmental neurotoxicity outcomes. That means, which is a very, very relevant one, because many people are concerned regarding the attention deficit and hyperactivity disorder, autism spectrum disorder, and so forth. And this tried to be reproduced in experimental animal, and we collect all the information which is integrated at different levels. So these are the 5 main points that we have addressed this morning.